A very good morning, class. So today we will be starting with 11th standard syllabus, that is Maths 2. Before that, class, a small request. If you like the video, then please do subscribe to my channel. The name of my channel is Anu Mendonca. And also share the link with all your other friends if you feel this video will be beneficial for you and your friends. Also, press the bell icon to get regular updates about my upcoming videos. I've already uploaded videos of 12th standard this academic year 2020 to 21. Now we'll be starting with 11th standard portion of Maths 2. Okay? So this is a small request. I hope you like the video and I get as many subscribers from your end as I've got for my 12th standard. So we are starting with the topic, so pay attention. A certain school is interested in making 4 divisions of equal strength of 200 students subject to their marks in their previous class. The school is interested in a selection criteria for making the divisions. Which selection procedure may be more appropriate? Can we select the students at random? Of course not. Will this be fair? Obviously not. Therefore, the school decides to arrange the students in descending order as per their marks and carries out scrutiny for 4 divisions. This procedure divides the students into 4 equal parts of 25% each. In general, it may be necessary to divide the data into a required number of equal parts depending upon the situation. This procedure of dividing the data into equal parts is called as partitioning. Consider the following example. Suppose we have the data of marks of 15 students in mathematics subject as follows. Now, how do we go about this? So the very first step is we'll arrange the observation in ascending order of their magnitude. So you will get the numbers like this. Now class, if you observe, the numbers 20, 25, 34 are highlighted. Can you tell me the reason why? What is your observations about the position of 20, 25 and 34? As you can see class, there are 3 numbers before 20. There are 3 numbers between 20 and 25. Again, there are 3 numbers between 25 to 34. And again, there are 3 numbers after 34. So can I say there are 4 equal parts in this particular data like this? These values are dividing the data into 4 equal parts. So hence, they are called as partition values, as they are dividing the data into 4 equal parts. So class, here is our lesson number 1, partition values of our 11th standard Maths 2 syllabus. So with this class, we can arrive at the definition of partition values. When the observations are arranged in ascending or descending order of their magnitude, and further they are divided into n equal parts like n is equal to 2, 3 and 6. Then the observations which lie at that partitioning positions is called as partition values. Example, you must have studied about this particular topic, median, in your 10th standard. It means the exact mid value of the data. It divides the data into 2 equal parts. In this particular lesson, we'll be studying about quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. So starting with the first topic, quartiles. What is exactly quartiles? Quartiles are nothing but they divide the observations in 4 equal parts when arranged in ascending order of their magnitude. There are basically 3 types of quartiles, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Q1 is also called as the first or the lower quartile, or it can also be called as 25% of observations which are below Q1. Q2 is also the second quartile, which is also called as the median, which divides the data into two equal parts of 50% each. Q3 is the third or the upper quartile. That is, 75% of the observations are below Q3. Also, the difference between Q3 and Q1 is called as interquartile range. What are the different types of partition values? As you all saw in the previous slide class, the partition values are of three types: quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. Quartiles divide the data into 4 equal parts. Deciles are nothing but, you must have heard the word decade, that is a period of 10 years. So we can say deciles are nothing but they are dividing the data into 10 equal parts. Similarly, we have percentiles, that is percentage. So as you all know, percentage is taken in terms of 100. So percentiles divide the data into 100 equal parts. We'll be studying about both these topics sometime later. For now, we will be focusing on the topic quartiles. Now class, you will be coming across different types of data when we will start with the exercise. So before that, let me give you a small introduction about types of data which are available in statistics. The very first type of data is a raw data. The example was, we started with this particular topic. Remember the example which I gave you in the form of commas? That is marks of 15 students in mathematics subject. So a raw data looks like this in a single line with separate commas. So it is very easy to identify a raw data. The second type of data is called as ungrouped data. That means you will be having two columns. For example, height in inches of students are given to us, and how many number of students belong in that category is shown. This type of table you must have practiced in your 10th standard, and you call it as frequency distribution table. Remember class? By putting the tally marks. That type is called as the ungrouped data, where all the values in the X column will be single, like 4.8, 4.9, 5.0, and so on. Coming to the third type, group data. So a group data will be, as the name suggests, in the form of groups. 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. And they will have the corresponding frequencies in front of them. So class, you will also be coming across such type of data when we will be starting with our exercise. So class, I hope you all are clear with the introduction part of partition values in that quartiles. Now topic for tomorrow is, we'll be starting with our exercise 1.1 sums along with the formulas. So till then, take care, keep watching and keep studying. And please, a small request as I made y'all in the beginning, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and share the link to all of your friends and to many of them as much as possible. So I stop here for today, and thank you so much class for listening to me. We meet tomorrow for the next session.